Hi, I'm Jenkins. About 1.5 years ago, I decided to make a game Color, a third-person action RPG with roguelike elements, where the player can use something called color debris, like magics, to slay and loot. And you can obtain these color debris by defeating enemies or exploring the map. The player can equip up to 4 debris at a time. But what is color debris? When it comes to the background story, color debris are the pieces of watercolor crystal, and a person that has blood oranging color can use color debris to counter color particles. But in-game, color debris are skills that can be used for combat, but there's no concept of mana. The only limits are safety and stamina. You might think my game looks quite like a Wizard of Legend, and yeah, Color has been hugely inspired by Wizard of Legend. That time, I was addicted to the massive amounts of arcana and enemies there, so I just wondered if I can make a game that had lots of magics and creatures at will, but in 3D and more Souls-like. I like the battles in Wizard of Legend, but the fast-paced combat feels overwhelmed sometimes. So, I want my game to give the player more time to think about and react. That's like how we play Dark Souls. There we have enough time to recognize the enemy's actions and dodge the attacks. And also, we can use our cool magics or miracle damage to have a nice kill. So, what exactly I want to make is a game that combines numerous magics, unique enemies, slow-paced combat, handmade maps, roguelite mechanism, and 3D. By 3D, cause I know a little about 3D modeling, but didn't know drawing and painting at all. September 1st, 2020, I started to make my first indie game, Color. Cause I had used the Unreal Engine for over 2 years, so Unreal Engine 4 becomes my first choice. For the modeling and rigging too, Blender is powerful and free. So, it's a tool that we must have. And there's a new physics and AI-based animating software called Cascader. I want to give it a try this time. And for the texturing, I decided to use Substance Painter, the only software I need to buy a subscription. Of course, we need another bunch of tools as well. Let's smash in and start. First, I wrote a very design hacker plan and made a playlist layer, which covered programming all the necessary components, character, and simple UI. Then I started an empty project in Unreal Engine 4.26 with migrations of all the animations from our favorite animation project LSW4. I modeled a very simple character in Blender, and yeah, she's our main character Ellen. Then I implemented a simple controllable character in Blueprint, the various crafting tool of Unreal Engine. The player can control it to walk, run, and dodge like the most common action RPG. There you will consume stamina while running and dodging. After that, I modeled our first enemy, Gila, which is the sniper representation in Color. Pretty good, right? Then I wrote a new blueprint for Gila and implemented its AI logics in behavior tree. Now we have the livings. But look at those cute littles. Oops, they can attack me while jumping. Then made a simple spell system where you have 5 spell slots, and you can equip magics to this slot by pressing the corresponding number. After you equip the spells to these slots, you can use them to attack by pressing the hotkey. In the meantime, it will consume stamina, and the slot leads to big cooldown. Yes, I must admit, the game now looked baggy and chaotic, but this was just the first demo that I spent 1 week to make. After that, I spent 1.5 years to continue the development. Sorry for that, I didn't capture some detailed procession of the development. I just recently decided to make a serious devlog. So sorry for the missing parts, but in general, I remade all the UI, covering from layout to icons. And I remodeled the character and tried to make her more anime-like. During the time, I learned a bunch of stuff from people's tutorials, and thanks for those free Blender add-ons like what I'm using a blow more. I also remade the animation blueprint to make the animation more natural and fluent. Then I made some bosses, modeling, rigging, texturing, animating, etc. And I made a relic system as well. Player have 6 relic slots, and you can equip the selected relics by pressing F key. Then I tried to master the Unreal Material system, which gives me a huge headache. But luckily, I think I know it better than ever before now, and the best is that we got a better shading in color now. For the sound aspect, I also started to learn how to make sound effects with Audacity. This is much harder than I thought. My sound effects always feels unnatural, yeah. But for music, although I'm a noob, but the whole procession feels fun and entertaining. And my favorite part is building levels.
It's the most creative part. I can listen to my favorite music and play such an advanced and complicated Minecraft. But thanks to the blueprint, I can write construction script to help me build ready faster than what I can do in Minecraft exactly. Finally, after a year and a half of development, I got something like this. Hey, what you just saw is the current progression of my first indie game Coder. Hope you guys like it. Yes, I know, to be precisely, this is not a devlog. It's just a quick and rough overview of my 1 year and a half of development. That next devlog will be a real devlog covering my new progression every 2 weeks. Well, I'm really appreciated to see you, my very first audiences, to stick to the present. This is my first video and also my first time to speak English in public. Yes, I'm still learning English. Sorry for that, my English might probably confuse you. And sorry for the poor viewing experience. I'm just a student, so I made this video with my phone's front camera and a pair of Bluetooth earphone. So if you want to support me, just subscribe and hit the like button.